Good evening, Twitch. It's very ominous track to start off this evening's stream. How is everyone today? On this Friday evening, or maybe it's morning or afternoon for you. I'm not sure what time zone you are in. After all, we are all over the world, still largely probably from home. I most certainly am at home and have been so since last March. How is everybody doing today? I am currently struggling with Touch Portal not working properly, which is unfortunate because it enables me to do fun things, which I may not be able to do today. But we have a good plan. We have a decent plan today. I'm going to continue with my R training, and I hope that you're all here for the fun ride. Maybe do a little bit of a shorter stream today than usual. Let's see how we get on. I spent the better part of this afternoon writing SQL, a longer SQL query for a particular tricky use case at work. So I'm mentally a little bit exhausted, but I still have plenty of energy left over to spend with all of you. And of course I enjoy doing that, which is why I'm here. Otherwise I wouldn't be streaming, would I? So I think we can probably switch over. Good evening, or good morning, or good afternoon to you. And welcome to my stream. If you have not been here before, that's totally fine. Welcome in. If you're here again, welcome back. I'm happy to have you here. My name is Maddie, and I stream data analytics things on Twitch. One of a very select few, it seems, who have decided to try and share their knowledge on the world of Twitch. And I appreciate all of you who decide to join and spend time with me while I learn things. That's basically the main reason. I'm wearing some merch here from one of my fellow streamers, White Panther. I'll have to do the shout out manually because my little tablet is broken today. White Panther is actually currently streaming at the moment. We may actually go raid her afterwards, but we need to give a serious shout out to White Panther because she's tackling a serious issue today. She's building Unbreak Tech, which is a site for men to combat other men being misogynistic or demeaning towards women, especially in the tech community. Luce, how nice to see you. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Luce is also a very, very active streamer, and we do enjoy her Monday Marbles as well. Big shout out to you, Malus. Malus, milady. Very entertaining streams. The commentary on Monday Marbles is truly second to none. I don't know how you do it. I really don't know how you do it. So today I am doing something very different from other streamers. I am trying to learn R. If you're not familiar with R, it's basically another programming language for data analytics. So, Luce, I'm good. I wanted to come and show support, as I know it can be hard to stream in parallel to a super famous streamer like White Panther. Thank you, Luce. I appreciate it. I mean, I stream for myself primarily. I like that other people join, of course. I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't enjoy it. So the more the merrier, I always think, but I'm fine. I've streamed for 0 viewers in the past and it doesn't really bother me. But it's great that people are here, and R is definitely the language of pirates, which is why I'm trying to learn it, because pirates are pretty cool. Of course, not the Somali ones, those are nasty ones. So we have to switch over. Let's switch over to a different view. There we go. So I am learning R with the help of my good friend DataCamp. DataCamp is a paid subscription website. They do have some free courses though, but it is fundamentally a paid subscription for learning all kinds of data analytics topics. Is this related to Free Code Camp? It feels similar. So I know there is some relation. I know Free Code Camp is a non-profit, but I don't know if there's a relation. I know that DataCamp does have some kind of sponsorship thing or something. I thought they had some kind of program. Not sure. But they're fundamentally different. It's a little bit like Code Academy, but it's more targeted towards obviously data analytics individuals or people who want to be in data analytics. And this particular thing that I'm doing is called a career track. It's actually kind of interesting. They have, sorry for the non-dark mode, they have different career tracks where you can actually filter based on technology as well. There is a data analyst one with SQL Server, but if we look at the R ones, there's actually a few different tracks you can take where they basically say, okay, you want to be like a data scientist, or you want to be a statistician or machine learning scientist. You can argue a lot about these definitions or titles, but in the end, they've tailored them towards certain common problems or common skill sets you'll need. And the data analyst R one, the reason I chose this one is because it has all of the fundamentals of R in it. So you basically learn how to import, clean, manipulate, and visualize data in R. And these three things I already know how to do in SQL. And the key thing for me was the visualization part. That's something that you cannot do in SQL beyond basically tables. So you can, with like sort of what do you call them, like BI notebooks, like we looked at it in the past. You can do oh yeah, the previous VODs are going to go up soon from those. You can still catch them on Twitch, but I'm going to upload them on YouTube soon. BI notebooks allow you to do visualization with SQL to some extent. Something like count.co, you can actually write SQL and then just adjust the charts. But yeah, I want to learn R in order to have this full spectrum thing, and also to not limit myself to one language. It's a little bit like being multilingual. I mean, I speak English, French, and German, and it's been a huge asset for me until now, being multilingual. So I feel like in tech, it's a similar thing, right? Because having one language means you can only talk to certain systems, not necessarily certain people, but certain systems in a certain way. So you kind of restrict yourself a little bit. And technology is meant to be the opposite. Technology is meant to open doors and, you know, world of possibility, blah, blah, blah. All the stuff that you read on these amazing brochures from big tech companies. So I feel like just knowing one language is a bit restrictive. And I mean, besides like sort of, you know, CSS, HTML, which are not data languages, bit of JavaScript as well, pretty decent JavaScript. But yeah, SQL has been my last 4 or 5 years. And now, yeah, so it's kind of interesting because in this data analyst with R, they do talk about actually having a SQL component. So we might actually just skip that part or fly through it, who knows. So join me for this lovely ride. We have already done the introduction to R and intermediate R, and I'm a little bit afraid because I'm not warmed up. Like I did these like last week, and on Monday I was like playing around with R a little bit with R Studio locally, and I'd forgotten a lot of the commands because I need to kind of, I'm the type of learner that needs to use things before I really know them. Like I can't just read them somewhere or take a quiz, and actually what they're asking me to do now is take an assessment. So I don't think I'm going to score very well on the assessment, but let's see. So this is interesting. The right side of my screen is cut off, which means the sizing hasn't worked as I envisioned. I actually have to manually size my windows because I have a ultra wide monitor, which is a 30:10 aspect ratio, and so I really have issues with that because I actually need to resize windows manually, but that's fine. This is good now. Yeah, so I guess I have 15 challenges to do before the timer runs out. The assessment will automatically adapt to my skill level. So they use some kind of machine learning to, like, based on, I mean, machine learning, maybe it's just an algorithm, but based on how you're performing, they adjust the skill level, which I think is funny. Okay, so that's fine. I don't want myself to appear here, otherwise you'll hear me twice in stream. If you have, you know, questions, I don't really say this enough, I guess, but this is like a pro learning stream. This is a really open learning environment. If you ever want to ask stuff, just ask away. Like, I'm here to learn just as much as you are, maybe. And I also learn from chat a lot. I appreciate all of you who are coming in to ask questions, or of course, like Luce, you know, just grilling me. So feel free to grill me, but I think it's DataCamp that's going to grill me now. I'm still listening, just writing a quick blog post. Ah, yeah, you're writing the one about the mouse scrolly thingamajiggy for VS Code. I really wonder if there's one for DataGrip. That would be very helpful. But actually, in DataGrip, using command mouse wheel already changes the font size by default. Is that not, it's not default behavior in VS Code? Because DataGrip does that, so maybe it's not needed as an extension or plugin. Okay, to find my Zen zone for this assessment. Correct, it's there, just not default, but sounds like DataGrip is ahead in that sense. Yeah, the UI of DataGrip is quite good. Quite good. I actually have to renew my license. Alright, so 5 to 10 minutes. Alright. We can do this. Complete the code to return the output. Okay, add numbers. So it's created a add numbers with a function, and the function is now add numbers, and then I can do x plus y, so 1 and 2 for, oh, expected output is 6, so I could do 3 and 3, for example. Oh, it doesn't tell me if it's right or not. Okay. Nerve-wracking. Complete the code to return the output. Okay, square. If something. That look correct to you? Thank you, Liz. Print x must be numeric, else x to the power of 2. Square 10. Expected output. If... Oh, how do we check if it's a string? How do we check if it's numeric? If x is greater than 0? I feel like that's not the right check. if x is greater than or equal to 0, but it could be a negative number. Parse, yeah, exactly, like parse int, but I don't know the function. Let's just do that one. Okay, so this one will be wrong, and then it will adjust the next exercise. It'll make it easier for me. Complete the pattern to identify strings that start with red and are followed by a number. Oh, this is regex. This is regex. Okay, so we do starts with red and are followed by a number. Okay. Any number? 0 to 9 with at least one number. Okay. Start with red. I think that's correct. I know regex is banned on Panther's chat because I tried to say something about regex before and it said I was against conditions of the chat or something like this. Okay. Next question. Complete the code to return the output. False, false, true, true. Oh gosh. Is it str or is it head or summary? I can never remember. So I think str was the it's a C was the, what was the name of this thing again? It's basically an array. I mean, it's Boolean. I don't know. I think it's str. I'm not sure. I think it's str. We would need Jordan here to know for sure, but he's very busy. I don't know how to summon him. Does anyone know how to summon Jordan? It would be very helpful. Let's move to the next question. Suppose we wanted to compare the average time each of the following functions takes to complete over 100 attempts. Which function would we use to do that? The average time each of the following functions takes to complete. Oh, okay. I think it's actually benchmark. Sys_time just returns the current time. Data, data, data. Need a little rain dance. I have no idea if this is correct. No clue. I moved panels around in OBS and now I have to get used to where the new stuff is. Okay. The code below should take each vector, in the values list in turn and add 5 to each element of that vector. Oh, okay. Okay. Complete the code to return the output. Oh, this is really... I don't remember enough of the functions to do this. And I don't want to cheat, because it means I didn't learn enough yet, maybe. So if I do values list A, B, I don't know. str is like the summary thing. How can I return the output? If I do, I don't know, values and then values plus 5? Just guessing on this one. What an appropriate song title. Hold my hand again. I need hand holding for this. This is so hard. Like the learning curve for R is way steeper than SQL. At least in the beginning. I feel like R is basically just up, and then it sort of plateaus. And SQL is basically in the beginning, and then it's just hockey stick. As soon as you get into like window functions, it's just super complicated. Okay, xlist, complete the code. Wait, what? Uno, dos, tres. Okay, X, assign. Can I add a new list item by just A equals C bracket 1, 2, 3 bracket close? Because I can just add list items that way, right? And then there's $A, $B. I think. I'm not entirely sure. Not really sure about much at all, actually. See, it's evaluating going, my god, this guy didn't learn jack beep in the last lessons that we did. And now it's like, the next one will be easier. Empty cars. What was this called again? I forget the name of this thing. LM MPG WT. What is LM? I don't feel like we did this. Data equals empty cars. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. Just guessing. I really don't know. Too hard. It's just too hard. Okay. Create a new summary method for the object X of class X class. Summary method. Class X, X class. So if okay, a new summary method, mean, median, geomean, function X dot dot dot. This is very odd. A new summary method for the object X of class X class. I don't really fully understand what they want from me here. That's the issue. I don't even understand what they want. I mean, if... I'll just write X. I know it's wrong, but I'll just write X. I'm just checking one thing here. Excuse me. Okay. 9 out of 15. This is gruesome. This is truly gruesome. Food data frame. A preview of which is shown below contains 3 columns that are all numeric. Calculate the range. Well, these lights make me yawn. It's terrible. I really have to do something about it, because whenever these lights are on, I start yawning. Like 2 minutes before stream, no problem. But I turn the lights on and then I just start yawning. Calculate the range for each column, ensuring that you return a list of vectors. I guess it's summary. Because this is a tibble? Maybe it's head? I don't know. Is it the light color, or that streaming uses more PC power and the room heats up, or the air quality changes? Yawning is just the body needing more oxygen. I mean, I closed my door, but I wasn't yawning prior to having cam. That's the thing. Or maybe I was and no one noticed because I wasn't on cam. I don't know. It's an odd phenomenon. More oxygen. So if I drink more water, I don't know. It's an interesting point though, Luce. You've noticed that you frequently copy code to normalize a variable and then modify the code for the specific situation. You've decided to write a normalize function that you can use and you can share with your colleagues. Like who? Complete the code for the function, use it to normalize the provided data frame. Okay, so we have to data frame, or this is a function called normalize. So we do function. What do we need to pass? X. I guess. I think this is correct. I hope we get to review this. Is it the light color? Did I change the color of the lights? I don't think so. I think I left them this color. I mean, if my body needs more oxygen, then it needs more oxygen. Use a suitable tidyverse operator to calculate the mean of the lengths. Tidyverse operator. Okay. Removing missing values. I don't know how to do this. I have no idea. I remember we did this in the exercise, but I don't remember how to do this. Oh dear. I don't know, chat. I really don't know how to do it. And it's like, it's terrible because we did it in the exercises. I have no idea. No clue. I don't know how to do this. Make it easier for me, DataCamp. I'm gonna like have 10% on this assessment or something. And they're gonna tell me, you need to go back. Complete the code. X is NA X equals true. NA null? Is NA, is it null? Is NA not a natural number thing? Maybe that's correct, I don't know. Complete the code. Numbers list. Oh, okay. Summary of numbers. XYZ? Maybe. I don't think it's str, because str would show you the contents, I think. Complete the code to return the output. X less than 10. 10 assigned to X. Something, class of X. And then output, class of X. It just overwrote it. Right? I don't know. I'm afraid to see the results. Oh wow, what? 104. I scored intermediate? 55th percentile. Smarter than you give yourself credit for. I thought I bombed this one. Do you agree? Well, that's a tricky one. Technically, I disagree, yeah, because I thought it would be lower. Review your answers. Okay. Oh, this is so fascinating. So they started... Oh, I love this. This is super cool. They can show you where you started in terms of the question. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. So I had a correct answer. So it scaled the difficulty. Then I had a correct answer, scaled the difficulty. Hello, Ian. Thank you for farting on my stream. It's very appreciated, and welcome to you. Oh, this is so fascinating. I love that they do this. I love that they show you. Oh, yes. So here, you see, I had most of these are wrong, and these are wrong. I want to see the ones I got wrong. As logical. Okay. It was micro benchmark. Okay. I could have looked it up, but I didn't want to. This one was map. Did we use that? I don't feel like we learned that. Okay, the correct answer was $A. Ah! Because the list already exists. And that makes a lot of sense. Okay. And see, as I get them wrong, it lowers the difficulty. It's interesting. Data equals dot. I would love if they explained this, because I don't understand this. Okay, what was this one? Summary.x class. Object X of class X class. Okay, that was very... Oh, it was map, not head. Okay. Then I got this one correct. That's cool. But it left the difficulty there. It didn't push it up. I think that's interesting. Length. Ah, it's that... What was this called? I think loose. I think you even said what this one was. Na.rm equals true. Merculator or something has some weird term. Some weird term. Modulo. That's the one. I was just waiting for it to come in. I depo didn't tell you what it was. This stuff is over my head. I'm learning as you are. Oh, modulo. Yeah, exactly. Modulo. I remember, I think it was you who said that. Yeah, you taught me that a while ago. Yes, exactly. XONA. It was that simple. Okay. This was names and not summary. Names gives you... Oh, it shows you what your output is. That's at least cool. Okay, so summary gives me this with class length. Okay. And this one was literally class X, class of X. Okay. Well, good. So we scored in the 55th percentile. Not enough data to show compare view. Aw, not enough people have taken this? Strengths, functions, skill gaps, all of them. Modulo is the remainder of a division for anyone else in chat wondering. So 5 divided by 2 equals 2 with 1 left over, because 2 out of 2 is 4, so 5 modulo would be 1. Very nice. Thank you, Luce. Think you can do better? No. Probably not. But now what? Recommendations. I just want to continue in the track. Can't I do that? Quit assessment. 5 modulo 2. Yeah, sorry. It goes in once. Sorry, remainder goes in twice with remainder 1. Teachers are always welcome. Introduction to Tidyverse. This is very important. If you are here for the first time, or you have not seen me do DataCamp stuff, I don't show the videos on stream because these VODs end up on YouTube and I don't want any problems with DataCamp. So I show the transcript and I just look at the stuff here and read through of it, and then I just click next. And I get free XP. I sometimes go back and watch the videos later, but hello? What's happening? There we go. All right. So this was expanded. That's why it was so big. Can I expand that again? I think this was the right size, 120. Okay, so let's get in the weeds. Loading the Gapminder and deployer packages. Before you can work with Gapminder, you need to load 2 R packages that contain tools for working. Okay. Library Gapminder, and then load. Is it packages.install? No, it would just be library. Deployer. And then type Gapminder, and then you can run. And it tells you what the dataset is like. It's a tibble, which is basically a data frame, from what I understood. Okay. Printing a dataset is that's what it's called. Alrighty. Understanding a data frame. Now that you've loaded Gapminder, you can start examining understanding it. We've already loaded Gapminder and deployer packages. Type Gapminder in your terminal to display the object. How many rows are in the dataset? Ooh, this is a nice trick question. Someone might type 1694, but it actually says 1694 more rows. The total size is 1704 rows and 6 columns. So it is 1704. Can't get me, DataCamp. I'm too smart for you. Oh, okay. Filter.
Now that...
Oops. Now that the filter verb, filtering for 1 year. A pipe is a percent. Okay, let's see what filter looks like. Again with the video. Come on. There we go. The filter verb extracts particular observations based on a condition. In this exercise, you'll filter for observations from a particular year. Add a filter line after the pipe to extract only the observations from the year. Filter year equals 1957. Okay, we should run it to see if it works. That seems correct. This is way faster than SQL. So the same in SQL from this data set would be select from Gapminder where year equals 1957. You see the difference? It's actually a pretty big difference. That is very cool. All right, so filtering for 1 year, 1 country and 1 year. You can use the filter verb to set 2 conditions. Okay, so Gapminder. This is not modulo, but it's like a similar pipe thing. I don't know. Filter. Only the observation from China. Okay. Okay. Country. So do country equals China, and comma, year equals 2002. Keeping one verb on each line helps keep the code readable. Note that each time you'll put the pipe at the end of the first line. So we have to do this twice? Confused. Oh. Wait a second. Made a mistake here. Who else likes this track? I quite like this one. China 2002. Nice. Okay. Oh, stop auto-playing the videos. Okay, arrange. I don't need to watch these because they're relatively basic concepts. And I know a lot of these concepts from SQL. It's just a different syntax, basically. Okay. Use arrange to sort observations in ascending or descending order of a particular variable. In this case, you'll sort based on life expectancy. Gapminder. To use arrange. I don't know how. Okay, let's type help arrange, because that's how we get help in this. Oh, I just saw the documentation. So I figured out they just call an iframe from this site. Something, something, and then the order. Okay. Sort the Gapminder did that in ascending order of life expectancy. Okay, arrange. Yeah, great. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's fine. Arrange, Gapminder, comma, ascending, and then life exp. And then the other way? Desk. Arrange failed. Could not find function ascending. So if you just do life expectancy, does that run it? Where's life expectancy? 23.6. Okay, that's ascending, and this is descending. Okay. Huh. Oh, somebody calling someone? Hello? Hello? It's a funny track. Filter for the year 1957, then arrange in descending order. I guess ascending is the default, so you don't have to be specific for that ordering. Yeah, actually, just like in SQL, loose. That's the same. Is that the same in other programming languages? Percent. Okay. Filter year equals 1957. Yeah, I think so. At least it's in SQL, it's the same. Then arrange in descending order of population. So if we do arrange, here? Where does it need to be? Use filter, then use arrange. I don't know, like this. And then do desk hop. I don't know if that's syntactically correct. Oh. Population int. Ah, that looks correct to me. Look at that. See, the exercises I do quite well. The assessments, not so much. Mutate. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Using mutate to change a variable. You are smart. One of the best theme songs of all time. Yes. Absolutely. I can't play it on stream, I'll get DMCA'd. But, definitely. Using mutate to change or create a column. Suppose we want life expectancy to be measured in months instead of years. Would make it seem longer as well. You'd have to multiply the existing value by 12. You can use the mutate verb to change this column or to create a new column that's calculated this way. I think I'm going to change the music to surprise. No. Just to have a bit more like fired up stuff. Okay, so mutate. 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 Gapminder. 12 times life exp. Does that do it? Use mutate to create. I don't know if that worked. Let's check the help. I don't know if it worked. Mutate. Mutate dataset something. Okay. Okay. Mutate. Gapminder. Add a new column. Okay. I don't know how to do that. Mutate data. Blah, blah, blah. Keep. Before, after. Hi, you can do all kinds of rank stuff in there too. But how do you... Height equals height times... Oh, I see. So we have to do life exp equals 12, okay. Cross mutate to multiple columns. New columns are placed on the far right. Mutate z equals. So you just specify a new name and then it just puts one? Really? Okay. Life exp months equals 12 times... Hello? Life exp run. Wow, it can just create a new column just like that? I mean, in SQL you need to like add column and all this kind of stuff. Huh. That's cool. Wow, that's very powerful. I can see why people like R now. Makes a lot of sense. In this exercise, you'll combine all three of the verbs. Filter, mutate, and arrange. Gapminder. In SQL, is a primary key compulsory, and if so, if you don't supply a value, will it auto-generate one? Okay, so primary keys are enforcing a constraint. So you're saying that you're telling basically the system in this table, this particular column is a key that I want to be able to use with other tables as a link. The primary key, once you enforce that constraint, will apply the condition that it has to be, well, actually, I think you can do primary key. No, it has to be primary key and then it will always be unique in the table. If you don't tell a table in SQL, I mean, in a database that's relational, if you don't tell something, if you don't tell it that it's a primary key, there's no effect from that. There's just no primary key. All of my Postgres database, all of the tables in my Postgres database, none of them have primary keys. Hello, So's one? Not sure about pronunciation on yours, but welcome. You can auto-generate a ID in your table though. You can just set a column to be auto-incremental. You can definitely do that. Context for my question. I'm trying to learn the similarities between SQL and NoSQL over time to help when I'm teaching MongoDB stuff. In Mongo, there is an ID field on every document, and if you don't provide one, it just creates a GUID for you. Yeah, so SQL doesn't do that unless you say in the table that there is an ID column and it's auto-generating. Unique, basically. Which best practice says most of the time people will do that. Just so that you don't end up with the situation that you have rows without UUIDs. I thought so, but wanted to ask. All helps me to be a better advocate. Thank you. Yeah, MongoDB will be very interesting for me because I have not worked with non-relational SQL databases. So, and some ORM supported it. What's ORM? Not familiar with the term. Filter, mutate, and arrange. We may end up chatting. Yes. ORM? Yeah, ORM. Ah, object relational mapping. Okay, that makes sense. Yep. Or the manager. Can I please speak to your manager? That's the object relational manager. So like turning a C class into a SQL entry. I guess. No need to apologize. So's one. You know more about this than I do, so that's cool. I'll leave you to answer that. I can just answer basic SQL stuff. So we have to filter first. So we do filter. And what are we filtering? Observations from the year 2007. It's the year that we had the most aliens. Mutate and arrange. But okay, so if I mutate this data set and I want to create a column called life exp months equals life exp times 12. And then I want to arrange this whole thing in descending order of that new column. So desk of life exp months. Okay. Did it do what we wanted it to do? Hey, Switzerland's on here. Ooh, really? 21.7 months? Oh, that's the years. 980 months life expectancy. I think this is correct. Wait, why are these called deployer operations? I thought they were verbs. That's a bit confusing. Don't autoplay the video. Good. Ah! We've gotten to my favorite part. I totally wanted to do this today. Ah, this is super exciting. Okay, ggplot. This is the main reason why R is meant to be better than SQL, because you can directly visualize your results, which is something that I've really been missing from SQL. There's only so much you can do with a table, right? Eventually you just kind of get bored of tables. So create Gapminder 1952. Gapminder 1952. What do we do with this? Load the ggplot. Oh, wait, we have to. ggplot2. Filter Gapminder for observations from the year 1952. So that's like this. Filter year equals 1952. And this gets assigned to a new data set. Run this. Okay. Okay, if you typed, yeah. Gapminder 1952. This is the, yeah, whatever. Comparing population and GDP per capita. In the video, you learned to create a scatter plot. No, we didn't. When you're exploring data visually, you often need to try different combinations of variables and aesthetics. Change the scatter plot so that pop is on the x-axis and GDP is on the y-axis. No. That's a weird one. How about... That's a cool track. So x equals pop and y equals GDP per cap. Oh, this is really cool. I can't wait to play with this more. Oh my god, I'm gonna have so much fun with this. Goodbye, SQL. It's been nice knowing you. This is really cool though, because there's also this cheat sheet that I downloaded. That's beautiful. Thank you, Luz. Yeah, this is really easy. I don't know why SQL doesn't have this. Like, I'm not deep into the tech part of SQL, so I don't know that. There's plenty of people who could answer that. There's actually a streamer I know who could answer this question, because he is actually streaming around CockroachDB. Luce, that should be interesting for you actually going to work for Mongo. CockroachDB is, from my understanding, also like NoSQL. I think. Oh no, it is, no, wait. It is relational. Yeah, this is like Postgres. Online schema changes. Apparently it's very, very high performance. Anyway, the guy streaming this, by the way, is let me see if I can call his stream up. So the guy streaming this stuff is Jordan. He's one of the engineers of Cockroach Lab. So don't go to his stream now. He's streaming. Maybe we'll raid him afterwards. I don't know. But he's developing Cockroach DB, which is kind of cool. It's very interesting. All right, so enough DB talk. I love this sort of just simple visualization thing. This is really just super cool. Okay, so I've done that. Great work on your first graph. Each point represents a country. Can you guess which country any of the points are? China's probably up here. China and India? I guess. Okay. In this exercise, you'll use ggplot2 to create a scatter plot from scratch. So I need to remember the formula. Okay, that's great. I don't remember the formula. Let's do like this. Oh yeah, the bottom is cut off. Forgot about that. Or is it? Actually, I'm not sure. Or was I intelligent enough to... Oh yeah, I already resized the window in OBS, so that didn't happen. That's cool. If we do like... Oh yeah, I need to do this manually. I need to go get my cheat sheet, because there's a cheat sheet I downloaded for ggplot2. Career cheat sheets. Okay. I don't know if the thing is in here that we want to have. Python stuff. Oh, I can set this back now. All right, so Python, blah, blah, blah. I found this really cool cheat sheet that just had basically everything in it. There's also like some DataCamp references, so I think they actually created some of these. Where is... Ah, here, tidy data. Summarize. Where was ggplot? Yeah, here, data visualization. Here we go. So I'll just keep this off screen. If you want to have this, just message me and I can send it to you. Because I just found it, it's a kind of open source. So if you'd like to have this entire cheat sheet, it has everything in it. Like it has all the different ML, AI stuff, tons of math, which I don't understand. And there's, yeah, all this stuff here also about array sorting algorithms and data structure stuff. Stuff I do not understand. I have no idea what this is. I really don't understand what big O means. I really have no clue. So yeah, like there's also like stats stuff, like scales. This is all ggplot stuff. Grammar of graphics. So ggplot. Okay. PTSD triggered. How did you get PTSD, Luce? Because of the music. It's annoying me. I'm sorry. When I was at university, we took a whole class on data structures and algorithms. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so I don't actually know, like, I don't know the syntax for ggplot. I really don't. ggplot2. Hey, Maddie, welcome. That looks amazing. I've used the scikit-learn flowcharts so many times. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Maddie, so it sounds like I'm talking to myself. Maddie V is also a cool streamer like myself and is streaming very cool topic, which is building a recipe chatbot in Python mostly, I believe. And that's very cool. Maddie, you're a data scientist, right? By trade. Or by training, I should say. And I'm a data analyst, and we're both named Maddie, and we have the same Trello backgrounds. We both love food, and our birthdays are both in March. And like the level of coincidence is basically too high. I unfortunately wasn't able to catch your stream today. I had a meeting at exactly that time. I'm very sorry about that. ggplot2. Cheat sheet. Oh, look! They have their own cheat sheet. Ooh. Is this the same? It is basically the same. It's basically the same. Okay, cool. Good to know. Good. Usage. It's hard to describe how ggplot2 works. That's fantastic documentation. Okay, so... Yep, data scientist, no worries. It was a lot of refactoring code and thinking, why am I doing this to myself? That's most of our lives. Most of our lives is like that. Okay, so ggplot. Then we take the data set. So Gapminder 1952. And then we do with a scatter plot. Oopsies. Wrong mouse button. ggplot supply a dataset and aesthetic mapping. Geom point, geom histogram, scales, facet wrap. Yeah, I really need to learn this because this is super exciting for me to be able to visualize stuff that I'm doing directly in database. So I will be figuring out how to connect RStudio to Postgres next time to be able to work with ggplot, because I would like to do some stuff with it. Now that I have been in the 55th percentile of R in the R assessment, so I obviously know what I'm doing. So I have to change positions here. My foot was falling asleep. So create a scatter plot. What does this mean? Display highway color equals class. I don't feel like this is correct somehow. Highway and display. And then color equals class. Ah, yeah, so if I don't supply color. So I could do pop is the X. Or that it's Y and then X. No, it's X and then Y. So pop. And then life expectancy, and the color will be the country, for example. I feel like the legend is too large. It's just a feeling. It's just a feeling. Why is... Oh. What's missing here? End of input. What am I missing? Oh, there was 2 brackets. I think I deleted one. Okay. Yeah, that's better. So the legend was too large because there's too many countries. You might notice the points are crowded towards the left side, making them hard to distinguish. The next video will help solve that problem. Let's hope it's not an autoplay. Okay, log scales. Ah yeah, logarithmic scaling. A common solution for a common problem. ggplot, Gapminder, AES. Ah, so they actually declare x equals pop, y equals lifex, but you don't necessarily need to do that, as we saw before. It's probably like the aliasing in SQL. So if I do select star from Maddie v codes, I can do streamer name, and then I can just put, you know, streamer, and I don't have to write as in between, but it is best practice to write as so that people know it's an alias. It's easier to read. It's the same thing here. Change the existing scatter plot to put the x-axis on a log scale. If I just do log pop, does that work? I didn't watch the video, you see. This is the problem. Ha! That totally worked, didn't it? But I need to say log what? Let's just submit. Oh. Did I correctly specify argument x? No, I probably didn't. I'll take the hint here because I don't actually know. Oh. Use plus to add the scale x log 10 option to the end. Oh, so you add it like this? But I have to add it. But where? That didn't do it, did it? Is it inside the bracket? No. So it's going to be here as an argument, like plus geom point, right? It's the same thing. Plus... This is hard to read. Let's do like this. You cannot use plus GG with a single argument. Did you accidentally put plus on a new line? Ah, that worked. So this can't be on a new line. Does anyone here have experience with R and can explain this to me? So there's a plus, and if I do like that, and then like this, it still does the same thing. Oh, interesting. SQL isn't sensitive like that. Is this a Christmas song? Okay, I need to change this. Okay, I will run this and we'll submit this. $70 XP. Yeah, I missed out 30 XP now. Notice the points are more spread out. This makes it easy to see that there isn't a correlation between population and life expectancy. There's two groups, kind of. Like a group here and a group here. Okay. This is a lot of fun. Who else is enjoying the plotting part? Because I really like the data viz stuff. I really like that. I really, really like that stuff. Great track, actually. Scatter plot comparing. Okay, ggplot. Data set. Gapminder 1952. AES. And then I do population. GDP per cap. Put both the X and Y axis on a log scale. Plus geom point. What does this look like? I messed up something. Oh, yeah. No. Why don't I see anything here? That's the question. Plus I don't remember what the command is. Maybe it's stored in my thing. There we go. Scale X log 10 plus scale Y log 10. Maybe there's a more efficient way. Oh, GDP per cap not found. I should have read the error. Okay. Can I do it like this with X, Y together? Does that work? No. Shame. Okay. Is this correct? Oh, it's really that easy? Wow. Notice the y-axis goes from 1e3 to 1e4 to 1e5 in equal increments. Yeah. Really cool. Don't autoplay my videos, DataCamp. Additional aesthetics. Now we get to make colorful charts. That's cool. I look forward to this. All right, so. Scatterplot, ggplot, ggsplot, ggplot, Gapminder 1952, AES, X is pop, Y is life expectancy, and continent is the color. Color equals continent. I'm sure it won't work with color with a U in it, because this is an American system. Put the x-axis on a log scale. Plus, oh yeah, geom point. Plus, I forget the terminology. Scale something? Yeah. Scale x log 10. Run. That's it. It's that simple. With R, do you string commands together with the plus sign? Yeah. In ggplot, multiple commands or multiple arguments are passed with the plus. But in R, when you pass multiple arguments to a function, it's just normal functional behavior. So, you know, function name, and then, you know, argument 1, argument 2, etc. What's it like in Python? I assume it's like normal function talk, right? Normal function speak. Syntax. I can't talk today. Terrible. So the plus has to be on the previous line, it seems. Otherwise it doesn't execute it. Modify the scatter plot so the size of the points represents each country's GDP. Okay. The cheat sheet would be helpful here. Where is the size of the points? Continuous X, continuous Y. Scales. Colors. Manual shape values. So you can do like the size of the points represents each country's GDP. So the size of the points, size scales. Yeah, so blah 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 geom point. Ah yeah, so we do, where is this? Put this here. So we do geom point. Ah, yeah, that's gonna happen. So you do geom point and then you pass aesthetic argument to that one as well. Size equals something. So you do AES, size equals GDP per cap. Run. Oh, that is so cool. Isn't that cool? That's really cool. And it auto does the bounding and everything. How have I not been using this until now? I can't believe that I've been writing SQL for the last 5 years of my life with just tables. Loose IFTTT. Ooh, what are you experimenting with? If this then that is fun, but didn't they rebrand to if? They just call themselves if now? Or something? I can't use those services. Because, oh, we should have story time. How about that? So short story time. I can't use services like IFTTT or Zapier or anything that connects to my Google account in that requires certain scopes of my Google account, because 3 or 4 years ago someone tried to hack my Google account. So I had two-factor authentication enabled. My two-factor authentication at the time was using my phone with Authenticator, the Google app, Google Authenticator. So you would generate a code and then you would get in. And what happened was the attacker or person who was trying to get in, they requested from Google that they had lost access to the phone. And that triggered a process in the background where they start like an account recovery process. And at the time I wasn't online, I was doing something else. I don't remember what it was. And the account recovery process is like multi-step, where you have to provide certain pieces of information, but in the meantime it locks down your account a little bit because it goes into like a recovery mode. I don't know if it still does it this way. And so when I was online, when I finally looked at my emails, there was like in the first step of this account recovery process, and I like ultra panicked, obviously. To be fair, the person would not have gotten further than that, because of the way that it's set up. And Google's obviously thought those things through, but they got too far for my taste. And so what I did several years ago now, sometime 2 years ago, I learned of this advanced protection program from Google. Basically, it's Google's way of allowing you to use, to lock down your account and use hardware tokens to authenticate when they deem it necessary. So new browser sessions, new devices, etc. You have to actually provide a hardware token. And I have two. I have one here, which is a USB one, and I have one on a keychain, which is Bluetooth and USB capable. And I keep it on my keychain. And so now, when someone wants to log into my account, if they would try, they need my password. And then they also need to provide the hardware token, which of course is impossible. It's not possible to fake it right now. But that locking down of the account means no one can, basically Google returns a 400 code or 401, not authorized, to services like if and Zapier and stuff like that. And some services work because they don't request certain scopes, certain auth scopes. And some other services are more intrusive, like if or whatever, because it wants to like scan your email or whatever. And so my Google account doesn't work with that. So Salma's colleague Shai released a video on the Contentful YouTube channel the other day that shows how to set up a webhook. You can link into Contentful, so when you publish a blog, it will auto tweet for you and fill in with the link to the post. Wow, that's kind of cool. That's pretty nice. So, story time is over. I don't know if that was interesting for anyone, but I just wanted to say that my paranoia triggered my account to be locked down. TLDR. And this, oh, wait, what? I like getting to know you. Thank you, Luce. This is strange. Check your call of AES. Did you specify the argument size? I did. Or is it in here? Size equals GDP per cap? Do you not need to put this in the geom point? Interesting, it's the same result. Huh. Are you able to guess which point represents your own country? Okay, Europe is blue. Population and life expectancy. We have a tiny population in Switzerland. I'm gonna guess that it's this one. Let's find out. Gapminder, 1952. Oh, can I not? Okay. Gapminder, 1952. Filter. Country equals Switzerland. (1952) DBL life expectancy 69.6. So here.
They're great.
Oh, hey yo, let's go, Gak. Thank you very much for the 3 months. That's super cool. Explosions, emote explosions. Very appreciated, Gak. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. Nice to see you. Hope you've been well. I think our stream schedules overlap a little bit, actually. Oh yeah, so okay, so population 4815. Yeah, I mean, it's one of these two, right? This one makes sense. So I was wrong about that one then. That's 70 something. Life expectancy is 69. Nice. 0.6. Yeah, so that's Switzerland then. Okay, so pretty high life expectancy. That's cool. Ah, loose. It is cool. I just don't have the settings quite right somewhere, so it's not getting the values in IFTTT, so the tweet doesn't have the title or the slug. But I can't keep unpublishing and publishing the same post now. It gets tweeted, so we'll just have to write another post at some point. But doesn't IFTTT allow you to test with test data? I know Zapier does that, which is quite nice. Faceting. Faceting? You've learned to use color. I have. Lets you divide your plot into subplots. Ah, Gak. At the moment, because I'm focusing on renovating my new place, I have no schedule. Because any free moment I do, I get to use it to relax. Oh, I didn't realize you were renovating. That's cool. Are you... Oh, wait, but aren't you building a new place completely? Or is it just a renovation? I seem to remember you were building a house. From scratch, basically. Or was that someone else? That's my dream. Is to basically find like a knockdown special and then... Yeah, do everything we want to it. Switzerland's like extraordinarily expensive when it comes to property. Renovating with an addition room that got built. Ah, is that going to be the streaming room? ggplot. Comparing population and life expectancy faceted by continent. Alright, so again, Gapminder 1952. AES. And before I forget, plus geom point. What does this look like? We have no axes. So x-axis is pop, and the y-axis is life x. Okay. Faceted to have one subplot per continent. Good to hear, Gak, that that's going to be a streaming room or office slash streaming area. One of my favorite YouTube slash streaming couples has bought a house. They're from Texas, and they've already said that they're dividing. At the moment, they have an office slash streaming room, and they can barely walk in between the two desks because the setup is crazy for two people. And they've already said that they're going to have separate streaming and office spaces, which is really cool. That's quite nice. I mean, I don't stream, like, it's not my full-time job, so I can have just a streaming office setup. It's no problem. But if I were to stream during the day, that wouldn't work if my partner is working. You can see that her desk is just there behind me there. That wouldn't work, obviously. So it's already an issue, obviously, with two of us at home at the same time. But that's a different issue. What do we want to do here? Faceted to have one subplot per continent. Okay. How do I do a facet? Where is the facet? Why is it not scrolling? Oh, facet wrap. Okay, plus facet wrap. And then, oh, x-axis on a log scale, scale x log 10, facet wrap. And what do we have to say? What's the arguments for facet wrap? Since my setup is simple and low end, I don't need to separate it, but if I needed to, I do have an extra room to use it if needed. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Let's check the facet wrap stuff. Scales, shrink, labeler, switch, drop, dir. A set of variables quoted by vars. So I could do facet wraps and then just facets. is continent. That doesn't work. Ah, wait, so it's going to be Gapminder dollar continent? Maybe? Ah, so I have learned something. That's cool. I want to do some more color again. Thought that was cool. Color equals... What other stuff do we have in that data set? Gapminder... population, GDP per capita. Yeah, let's do that. Color equals GDP per cap. Nice. They're all pretty similar then. Submit. Oh. Did you correctly specify the argument facets? So you do facets like this. Why is this not working? I mean, it's working. I can see that it worked. Fine, I'll take the color out. Maybe that's messing with it. Oh. Double bracket. Submit. Oh. You can actually just do curly thingy continent. Ah. But that's the same. Okay, fine. It's the same end result. Faceting is a powerful way to understand subsets of your data separately. Yes, I like this a lot. Like really a lot. This is super cool. Okay, scatterplot. ggplot. Comparing GDP per capita. All the graphs in this chapter have been visualizing statistics within 1 year. Now you're able to use faceting. You can create a graph showing all the country level data to understand how global statistics have changed over time. Gapminder. GDP per capita is X. Oh, we have to do AES, right? AES. GDP per cap. And then life expectancy is the y-axis. Continent is represented by color. Continent. Plus geom point. Plus scale x log 10. What else do we want to do? Population represented by size. Size equals pop. Okay. Let's run that to see if that works. Ooh. Facet by the year. Okay. Plus facet wrap. And we do year. So, is it jumping certain years, or is it just not displaying all of them? Wow, yeah, that worked perfectly. Super cool. We were able to do this with like 3 lines. It's quite impressive. Awesome, that's a lot of information you're now able to share in one graph. Yes. Amazing. Don't autoplay. Thank you. The summarize verb. Wait, is this a new course? Oh, this is grouping and summarizing. Oh, nice. Okay, that's good. That's good. Before we get into this, I'm going to take a short break to stretch and use the bathroom, and I shall be back very shortly. Thank you. Mr. Walter, welcome in. What do you say? I was just taking a short break to stretch myself and go to the bathroom. What are you doing, Jay Walter? Just give me a second here. My bunny has decided to start throwing around her bowl. Okay, so we are back. That's the wrong one. There we go. Hope everyone had a nice break. I'm going to be standing now. Better for my back. Welcome in, Jay Walter. How are you today, my friend? My bunny rabbit decided to start throwing around her bowl, so we had to take that away from her so that she doesn't hurt herself. We actually want to go buy a new bowl. At the moment we use kind of just ceramic bowls for her, but she's taken to starting to kind of try to throw it around recently. So we want to buy basically plant pot base. You know, those big, heavy clay ones that go outside to put her vegetables in. So she doesn't decide to flip it. Yeah. Maybe Jay Walter, maybe you left again. But I hope I didn't miss you. That would be unfortunate. So we are learning R today. I paused at this summarize section. So we were visualizing stuff with R, which honestly is mind-blowing for me. Coming from a SQL background, this is just super cool. And this music is not hype enough. So I want to get some more hype. Lounge? No, I don't want lounge. What else have we got here? I mean, you can just go to a different station and hope for something better. Like drum and bass. Hype in chat for visualizations. Database. You've seen how to find the mean life expectancy and total population across a set of observations, but mean and sum are only two of the functions R provides. Ah, so we're going to start doing summarize and visualization. So that's cool. Okay. So summarize to find the median life expectancy. Use the median function with a summarize to find the median. Save it into a column. This will occur in future exercises each time you load deployer. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so. Median. Oh, use the median function within a summarize. So summarize with a Z. Okay. Summarize what though? Oh, the Gapminder one. Same data set. Okay. Summarize median. Run. Need numeric data. Okay. Okay, why is this not working? Oh, save it into a column. Median life exp. I'll take the hint on this one. Pipe the Gapminder data into the summarize function, which should contain median life exp equals. Oh, oops. Gapminder like this. The Tibble 1 by 1, 60.7. That seems more correct. Ah, yeah. Okay. So Gapminder, pipe that into summarize median filter for the year 1957. Then you, okay, so filter year equals 1957. For whatever reason, they really like that year. I don't know why that is. Okay, and then we want to summarize this. So summarize I don't know the syntax for this. Filter, then summarize the median life expectancy. Summarize? You just do like commas, and then you do median, median life exp equals, oh, okay, wait. Median life, I can't even type this column, equals the median life exp. I feel like, okay, so that doesn't work. That doesn't work because I don't know the order. This takes 2 steps. First a filter step and then a summarize step. Ah, you can't do that in the same thing. So you need to do Gapminder and then you do summarize. So first we filter. Then we summarize. Did that work? I feel like can we just assign it to something? We do like that. We could just do like Gapminder 1952 into there, no? Ha! There we go. So chat, it's gotten very quiet. Is everyone following along on this Friday evening? I'm actually really digging the dubstep now. Summarize verb allows you to summarize multiple variables at once. You can use median to find median life expectancy and max to find maximum GDP. Find both median and, okay, so Gapminder. Pipe that in. Is R like a language for itself or in addition to Python? No, it's entirely separate from Python. It's a completely different language. We established some streams ago that Python is actually older than R, but not by a lot. I had thought that R is older than Python, but it turns out that Python is older. But it is its own language, and the nice thing is that you can do all 4 steps. You can import, cleanse, change, and visualize data, all within R. I've heard of R but never looked into it. I find it so fascinating as a language. I think it's a very good thing to learn in addition to SQL. I think Python can sort of stand on its own, like you don't necessarily need to know SQL. Python has a lot of functionality that would allow you to do those things, but I feel like R and SQL, they kind of go together. But I haven't been learning R for very long, so maybe it's not a very good assessment. But it was always mentioned alongside Python. Yeah, the reason for that is actually a lot of job ads basically just say, oh, I'd like you to have experience in one data-related programming language, like Python, R, SQL, basically. Because all 3 do various things around data. Obviously different ways and different use cases, but I think that's the reason it's mentioned together. And Python R just the most common. Of course, there's, you know, MATLAB and other kind of statistics-based languages, or even things like SPSS and stuff, which are just a lot more obscure. If that makes sense. Yeah. Sorry, my legs are a bit itchy because the fan is running underneath the desk, so it makes my legs a bit itchy for some reason. Find both the median life expectancy, median of life exp, and the max of GDP per cap. Can I do that? That seems to work. In the year 1957. Okay, so Gapminder 1957 will be Gapminder pipe filter year equals 1957. Gapminder 1957 pipe summarize median life expectancy. Median life exp equals median, and max GDP per cap equals max. Hey, easy peasy, right? This is really not that hard. Group by. This sounds similar to SQL. If any of you are familiar with SQL, I feel like this is the same thing. Within each year, which means you need to group them. Group by verb. So tidyverse group by. Okay. If you want to use this in combination, what does it look like? You just keep piping. Interesting. Okay. Gapminder. So we summarize median life expectancy. Do we need to store them as new variables again? Maybe not. Oh yes, we do. Median life exp equals that, max GDP per cap. Why are they not capitalizing cap? That's a mistake, I feel like. No? If they're using camel case. Okay. Equals max of GDP per cap. And okay, so we want to do group by. Apparently you can do group by each year. If we do like that, is that right? Must be a vector. Or just do year? Year is not found. Okay. Who knows the answer to this one? So let's do deployer group by summarize. Oh, you can use S as well. Oh, you can do groups in summarize. Why would they make us do a second one then? Ah, you do the group by before. Ah. Okay. Oh, okay. So you're piping like a data set. It's kind of like a flow. You're piping the data into the group by and then doing the summarize stuff. Ah, I see. Okay. Interesting. Notice that median life expectancy across countries is generally going up over time, but maximum GDP per capita is not. Yeah. So we're getting poorer. What are you trying to tell us? Okay, find median life expectancy and maximum GDP per capita in each continent for 1957. Okay, so we filter first. Year equals 1957. Then we can continue onwards into a summarize. We get to live longer but have less money is what they're trying to say. Yeah, something like this. Depressing, for sure. Okay, we need to do a group by first. That's interesting because in SQL you do the group by at the end. Right? You would have like select star from Gapminder, and you do group by 1, for example. You have like here, so this would be where year equals 1957, group by continent. And then you'd have here select continent, and then yeah, like so. Yeah, I'm not writing SQL now, but it's a very different, it's a whole different approach to how you work with the data. It's just a different flow. Also, this merch from White Panther is absolutely incredible. I'm kind of hoping that she raids us, but there's plenty of other well-deserving people in science and tech, so should never count on a raid, but it would be a lot of fun, I think. Gapminder, group by continent, and then summarize. Oh, why did they make us write this again? I've written this like 4 times now. Median of life exp and max GDP per cap equals max of GDP per cap. Run. Okay, so we have a fact table of 5 rows and 3 columns. Africa, Americas, Asia, Europe, Oceania. Does it surprise anyone that Africa has the lowest life expectancy? 40.6, that is awfully low. That is really low. Okay. And max GDP, highest in Asia. Interesting. Check your call of summarize. Did you specify the argument median life I wrote it the other way around. Okay. Wonderful. I'm copying this because I don't want to write this again. If they make me write this again, I'm gonna shoot myself in the face. Yeah, okay. Thank you. In each continent year combination. So I can do continent comma year. Does that work? Nice. They want the whole thing. They don't want to filter. Okay. In the next chapter, you'll learn to turn this data into an informative graph. Drill Sergeant Hardman, Maddie, have a nice evening. I will go offline. Happy coding. Thank you for joining. You should say hi next time. I didn't know you were here, you sneaky little lurker. You should definitely say hi next time. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. I hope you found it useful today. Visualizing this. Yeah, this is the fun part now. You're leaving just when it starts to get fun. Mm-hmm. And then there's all the visualization types too. Oh yeah, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be real good. All right. Sorry, I was distracted by friends on Discord. Yeah. Don't we know that Discord is a massive, massive point of distraction? That's why I put myself into streamer mode, so that I don't need to... Yeah, don't need to keep an eye on that while you're streaming then. Or get distracted by it. Okay, so we summarized everything. The code is provided for you, is saved with blah 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 as a by year data set. Oh, that's nice that we didn't need to copy paste. Now you can use ggplot2 to turn this into a visualization of changing life expectancy over time. ggplot. By year. What a great track. It's a pretty cool track, actually. I guess music levels are okay. I see them as being alright. Can always lower it on stream if it's too noisy, but I think it should be okay. ggplot by year, AES, give us aesthetics. Year on the x-axis and median life expectancy on the y-axis. Be sure to add expand limits. Okay, I don't know that one. Geom point blah 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 plus expand limits y equals 0. Ah, so that you can see the 0 mark. Because if you don't do that, what does it look like? It just starts it here. Ah, that could be very misleading. Sweet. That's super cool. All right, I'm copying this because I'm probably going to need it again. It looks like median life expectancy across countries is increasing over time. It looks like it. All right, summarize the Gapminder data set. Okay. Within each continent, within each year. By year continent. Wow. Very good drum and bass today, I have to say. Okay. Oh wait, this is assigning, not typing. Yeah. So we assign this into by year continent, the Gapminder, which we first group by, within each continent, within each year, so year and continent, but there's more continents than years, so we do more years than continents, so we do continent and then year. Or is it? Oh no, it is deliberate. So each year by continent. Okay. And then pipe that in your pipe. Then what? Summarize. Finding the median GDP per capita. Median GDP per cap equals median median of GDP per cap, and putting it into a column. Use the assignment operator. Summarize has grouped output by year. You can override. I don't want to. Okay. What does this look like? Make sure it looks good. So that's 1952. And there's 5 rows for each one. Cool. Okay. Seems good so far. Plot the change in median GDP per cap in each continent over time. Alright, ggplot. By year continent. Aesthetically, we want year, and we want the median GDP per capita, and we want to use color is continent and expand limits. Oh, okay. This is pretty nice. I'm not going to argue with how cool this is. Definitely not. I'm not going to argue with that, because that is seriously awesome. Wow. This is so cool. I don't know who else is fascinated by this, but for me, this is just mind-blowing. These 3 lines can generate this plot. It's just amazing. I love it. Incredible. I'm really mind-blown by this. I didn't realize it was this easy. I love it. Awesome. So, I'm really loving the music as well, so that's awesome. All right, so one second.
I think I am getting a text message. Bloop. Ah, there it is.
I did get a text message. So, this is fine. I assume it's the right answer. Oh, it's the other way around. Continent and then year. How does that change the graph? Doesn't. Interesting. You might be wondering how you can connect these points with lines. Am I? I wasn't wondering that. Summarize the median GDP and median life expectancy per continent in 2007. Okay. So this is just like, they're asking you to do this repeatedly because it's reinforcement learning, essentially. So we filter, we want to put this into a new variable by continent 2007, Gapminder, blah, 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 summarize, median life expectancy equals median of life expectancy median GDP per cap equals median of GDP per cap. I think that's correct. By year continent to 2007. What? Ah, by continent, right. Year's not in there. Okay, it's not plotting anything yet. Scatter plot comparing these summary statistics for continents in 2007, putting the median GDP per capita, median GDP per capita on the X, and the median life expectancy on the y-axis, color by continent. You don't need to add expand limits for this one. If you say so, DataCamp. Object continent not found. Oh, wait. What's happening here? By continent? Blah, blah, blah. What's happening? Ah, there's a group by missing. There's a group by missing here. Group by continent. 1999 demo instrumental. Okay. So that's done. Oh, okay. Summarize. Median GDP per cap. Typo. The contents of the variable by continent 2007 are not correct. What's the problem here? What is the issue, my friends? Does anyone see the problem? Because I don't see it. Filter year 2007, group by continent, summarize, median life expectancy equals median of... Is there a... No. Thought there was an empty space there. Median GDP per cap equals median GDP per cap. Fine, give me the hint. A filter for the year, a group by, and then a summarize with 2 summary columns. Yeah, I've done that. There's something weird here. Oh, was the order of the variables? This is ridiculous. See, this kind of thing annoys me about DataCamp. Because I had the correct answer. Watch, if we run the solution, if we run this, it's exactly the same. Literally the same thing. Okay, fine. 0 XP for that one. Line plots. This will be the last one, I think, for today. Is it the last part? Oh, this is already in types of visualizations. Okay, then we will do this part, and then I will call it a night. Summarize the median GDP. Save it as by year. Okay. I'm cheating because I don't want to do everything. Gapminder. Filter within each year. Do we need to filter? No. We take the filter out. Group by year. Summarize. Median GDP, calling the output median GDP per capita. So median GDP per cap is, yeah, median. Okay. Now we do ggplot of by year, AES for aesthetics, to create a line plot. Okay, I feel like I have to check my cheat sheet for this one. Line plot would be scales. Those are themes. How do we do a line plot? I mean line as in geom bar? No. What do they mean by line plot? Probably should have watched the video on that one. Okay, we'll figure it out in a second. So we want to use capita over time. So we use year as the x-axis, and then we use the median GDP as the y. Color equals year, for example. No. Yeah, why not? I don't know. I don't know what it'll look like if we do that. Plus geom point. What does this look like? Okay, each year is a different color. It's not really necessary, but why not? Plus expand limits y equals 0, because, well, that's the median GDP is obviously around 2000 something. Okay. What's missing here? I'm sure there's something missing. Ah, geom line. Right. So we do geom line run. Ah, it just adds a line. Okay. Let's see. There's probably ways to adjust the line as well. Geom segment, path, polygon, continuous. Hold on. Geom line, X, Y, alpha, color, line type, size. Okay. So we could do geom line, size equals year. I don't know if that's gonna work. Object year not found. Okay. Interesting. If I put the size in here, what happens? Yeah, it doesn't know which one. Makes sense. Oh, I broke it. How did I break it? I did something. Should probably change that. Oh my gosh, this was working before. What happened? Don't forget to close parentheses. Terrible. Okay. Now we can do size equals GDP per cap, median GDP. I don't know how that would work, because size is both of them, you know? Size comes up in both. I love it. Cool. Looks like a bit of a snake. Okay. I have this saved because I'm not typing it out again. By year and continent. Save as by year continent. Alright. Do we filter? No, we just group by. Group by within each year and continent. Year, continent. Summarize. Median GDP per cap. Should probably save the correct one because I keep saving this one with the wrong spelling. So medium GDP. Use the assignment. Create a line plot. ggplot. I can do that. By year continent. AES is year and median GDP per capita, and then we do plus geom line. Do I need the points? I don't know if I need the points. Plus expand limits y equals 0. Oh, if we didn't plot any points, then it probably doesn't know where to plot the line. That makes sense. If we do like this with the geom point. What? Be sure to use expand limits y equals 0. Did you color? Oh no, I didn't. Color equals continent. Ah. So once you add the color, it splits them out into the 5 lines automatically. That's cool. Take a look at the plot. Did the growth in median GDP per capita differ between continents? Duh. Oceania and Europe have done reasonably well. America's somewhat. But Asia and Africa are kind of... I mean, Africa's kind of stagnated to some extent. I mean, this is just GDP. I don't know how relevant that is. Bar plots. So that's, we already know what those are, because everyone who's a subscriber here has a bar chart. But it's basically geom bar. Whereas, oh, it's actually on the other one. Geom bar. X, alpha, color, fill, line type, size, weight. Okay. I got it. Let's go. All right, summarize. By continent. In 1952. Oh, now we need the filter. God damn it. Ah. Year equals 1952. Okay. Okay, so group by... Do we have to group? Within each continent, yes. And median GDP per cap, we already have that. By continent, now we do ggplot by continent. AES, it's gonna be year. Median GDP per capita. Color equals continent. And then we'll do plus geom point plus geom bar. I don't know. By continent was not found. Excuse me? It's right there. That's strange. Okay, hold on a second. So save it to his dataset called by continent. Gapminder. Pipe into filter year equals equals 1952. There we go. Okay, so year is not found because showing a bar plot showing the median GDP per capita in each continent. Because continent is the x-axis. Stat count can only have x or y. Okay. What does that even mean? This is super confusing. Oh, wait, so you don't do geom point, you do geom bar. And then color equals continent. Stat count can only have an X or Y aesthetic. Hold on a second. So if we have geom bar X, oh, you can't have a Y. Huh? What the? I don't get this. I have no idea what this means. Okay, I need to take a hint. A bar plot is created with geom call. Oh. Why is the cheat sheet wrong then? It has two aesthetics, X and Y. Color equals continent. Yay, and then they get little outlines. Okay. Wow, okay, so that's 3 plots we've done. Filter for observations in the Oceania continent in 1952. Okay. Oceania 1952. Gapminder. We need to filter first because we didn't do that yet. Filter. Year equals 1952. Continent equals Oceania. Single quotes or quotes? I think it's quotes. Summarizes grouped output by year. Do we need to group it? No. I don't think so. If we take the grouping out. Use the Oceania 1952 dataset to create a bar plot. Oh, we don't need to summarize. Okay, ggplot. ggplot Oceania 1952. AES. AES. What would be country on the y-axis and GDP per cap on the y-axis plus geom call, right? I think it was that. Okay. Oh, that's not super useful as a chart, but okay. Histograms. Okay. Yeah, okay. So we just have some stuff like that. I just want to see the code. ggplot Gapminder 2007 AES X equals life expectancy. Oh, you don't need to define Y then. Okay. Okay. We are almost done with this. Box plots and then conclusion. Sounds promising. Don't know if anyone else is fascinated by this, but because chat's very quiet, but this is, I think this is so cool that you can do this in one space, right? You can do this in RStudio. So create a histogram. ggplot with Gapminder 1952 AES country population in the year 1952. So we do pop by mil plus geom. Oh, now I forget. Histogram. I forget the command already. Geom histogram. Okay. Bin width equals 5. 50. Cool. Does that work? Oh. Bins. Syntax is slightly different than I think. Oh, nice. Okay. Very good. Most of the distribution is in the leftmost bins. Next, you'll put a... Oh. Okay, let's copy that. Alright. Create a histogram of the population pop. Okay. With x on a log scale. Plus scale x log. I think that was it. Oh, log 10 to specify. Ah, there we go. The distribution of country populations is approximately symmetrical. Box plot. Let's check the code. Geom box plot. You need X and Y. Okay, so Geom box plot. And they want us to do also scale Y log 10 and GDP per cap among continents. We do continents, or is it continent? I think it's continent. Oh, so what are the Y's? GDP per capita. It's interesting. I'm not sure how the box plot is actually working. What it's representing. Which continents had countries with the highest GDP per capita? Ah, because it's the distribution of the values within those continents. Europe? No, Oceania has very few countries with the highest. Okay. Final exercise. You'll practice looking up ggplot2 instructions by completing a task we haven't shown you. Comparing GDP across continents. Use a search engine. Add a title. Okay, let's check the cheat sheet. Maybe there's a thing in here for adding a title. Oops, that's too small. 3 variables, that's for variables, graphical primitives, faceting, coordinate system scales, stats, themes, position, labels, GG title, new plot title, plus GG title, my amazing chart. Run. Ta-da! And I think... Oh. They want a specific title. That's it. That's it. Don't forget to download the cheat sheet. Ah, yeah, so they link to that. Ah, tidyverse for beginners. Oh, I like this. Okay, I will download this one. Definitely. So, conclusion. Next steps, data viz and data manipulation. Course about ggplot, blah blah blah. What is next on the cards? Next course starting in 5 seconds. So I've completed introduction to tidyverse. That's wonderful. I hope this doesn't autoplay. I don't like autoplay videos. I don't think anybody does. The counties dataset, data manipulation with deployer. So this will be very important because I need to definitely understand how to change data. Definitely. That's something I can do with SQL, but I don't know really how to do that in R yet. So let's go back to the course. How do we get out of here? So this track is basically data analyst with R. All right. So introduction to tidyverse. Yeah, data manipulation with deployer. We could do an assessment if we knew it, like in the SQL one, we did an assessment. But yeah, and then there's like joining data, which is kind of like SQL, I guess. Data manipulation with R, and then introduction to data viz with ggplot2. That's awesome. So this is really cool. And then R Markdown, which we looked at in BI notebooks a few weeks ago. That will be very cool. I have an idea of what to put in R Markdown as well. Data table, filtering, selecting, calculating group-wise statistics, joining data, importing in R. Yeah, this is plenty of information to go through. So this will still require a lot of effort from our side. Yeah, definitely a lot more work. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think we made good progress today. We are gonna go say hello to White Panther, who is at the moment creating Unbreak tech. I think she's making good progress on that. So we are definitely gonna go have a look. And I don't have my custom music today because my touch portal is broken. But I would like to say thank you to everyone who had joined today, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you maybe learned something. I learned a lot today. I am really grateful for everyone's support. I think it's super cool that we can do this kind of stuff together. Yeah, of course it, you know, takes a lot of time to learn these skills, and I am happy to invest that time, and if anyone else can benefit from that, then it's perfect. Yeah, so I wish you all a lovely evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time it is for you. I hope you have a great rest of your day, if it's, you know, if you still have time left on this Friday, and if not, I wish you a very nice weekend. Monday is a holiday here. I'm not certain if I will be streaming yet on Monday, but it's possible. It's possible. So thank you, Gak, for your 3-month sub. Most appreciated. And to Goblin 3000 for the follow. I believe that was in between streams. Nonetheless, very appreciated. Wish you a lovely evening, and see you next time. Would have been nice to be 3-year though, wouldn't it? So let's go start that raid. Tiny little raid for Panther. Do let her know that we are very supportive of what she is doing, because she is doing something very important. So thank you and bye-bye.